Okay, here we are. Welcome, guys. We got Canada. We got Human from Bixby Motors and Kayak Jack down in Lake of the Ozarks tonight.
Yep.
And
How you guys doing?
it might, Hu- Human, the last time we saw you was we were in British Columbia.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, Vancouver Island.
And Heath, how's it going here and up there in Canada? Getting cold yet?
It's cold, man. It's like I'm trying to do these every time outside in my backyard shed with all of the Bixby motors behind me on my kayaks. If you
Very
can see.
nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
But yeah, it's getting cold, man. Like I'm going fishing tomorrow. It should be a good day. The lunar calendar is very good for the Arrow Lakes where we're going fishing.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going fishing tomorrow, but at the same time, I'm not going fishing out of a kayak tomorrow. I'm going on a boat. So
Nice.
it's a little
Well,
cold. It's a little chilly up here. Like I'm
yeah.
cold already, and we just started.
Wow. I'm down here at Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri getting ready for the Eco Fishing 250. The biggest bass is going to win $10,000.
Nice.
And then if you get the best five bass, I think it's around 5,000 for that. So there'll be hopefully 160, 70 guys in it. And this lake's pretty big. It's like, I don't know, it's like a big spider, it looks like. But went out there today and found a few, but I got to find one of them big ones. Anyway, and we got Chad on the night, Mr. Hookup Baits himself, and we
Yep.
got Earls. The both of their kayaks. Every time, Keith, every week we think we've got like the best kayak ever, and then these guys show up.
I know, and there's such different kayaks and such different like
Yeah,
ways to fish.
yeah,
And like
and
Chuck and I talked this afternoon. I was like, "Is it really an 8 foot extension on your Yak Attack product?" Oh no, he meant 8 inches.
oh wow, okay. Well, it's like uh, when I saw Chad's, it's like that movie, The Transformers. His kayak can transform into like
I will
whatever he wants to fish.
say this, Marty. Chad is the first person that ever wrapped his kayak for this competition.
Oh, that's yeah. And that, and by the
It,
way, that's a wrap. That
it
is a wrap. And
literally
then Chuck could build like city towers with that weight thing, that ball weight he's got on
that's an
there.
8 foot
The
extension.
crane. That's nuts. And he has the temperature of where it's at in the water. So we
Yeah,
got to get those guys on here because we're
yeah.
talking about them, and that's not fair, is it?
No, but we're talking first to Human
Oh
about this.
yeah, sorry,
And
yeah. Who
all
man and Bixby Motors. Let's get the lowdown on Bixby. Who man? Please forgive me on that.
it's
You're
all good.
good. You got it perfectly, man.
The
But
who man? The Bixby Motors.
so first of all, Human was the guy that hooked up the whole Sea Otter Lodge trip that everybody knows about, and
Yeah.
was amazing in helping us all out. And also the Kevin Van Dam trip I just did with like Zola and those guys, pretty amazing. And I know you guys have some new stuff coming out, so let's hear what's going on.
Yeah.
I can't tell you new stuff coming out, man. But that's
Oh
not what this
man.
was about. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're constantly working on stuff. So we had a 3 horsepower motor that we had commissioned for our brand. We released a couple of months ago. That's going kind of well. Um, it was funny because I thought it wasn't going great, and then we sort of shared the numbers with the people who know our competitors, and we were told we were doing very well. So I was a lot happier. Um, so yeah, so we're doing that. We're doing that 3 horsepower, and then we've got lots of little cool toys coming out. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's just keep it at that.
Leave it at that.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we're constantly making, new adapters, so you can pretty much put the motors on anything now. We're building probably about half of our adapters right now in-house, like from scratch, like from
Hmm.
plastic. So we're not, normally we get parts, bits and pieces from here and there. Obviously, we're still getting the nuts and bolts, but we're doing all of our own. Um, what do you call that? Starboard material adapters. All of that is getting done in-house now, which is really cool. And the guy who's doing it for us he's really, really talented. So not only is he doing all the cutting and there, but he also designs all of them. So we've been able to release like a whole bunch of adapters for different kayaks just in the past like 4 months. Um, and all these plates and everything we're building. So that's really cool.
And we can see that because you're posting on Instagram all the time about the easiest way to like change a boat.
Yeah, our Instagram is pretty aggressive because Martine is on it, man, and it's like we're constantly putting out that message that
I gotta
to put
say,
these motors.
Marty will totally back me up on this, but Martine was a rock star at Sea Otter Lodge.
Yeah.
Like he was out there as a guy who never really fishes, and he was out there every day just doing it. And so are you, man.
Yeah, dude.
Who had
Yeah.
there too.
No, I mean I'm soft, but he really like it was awesome because he got out. He'd never been out there. When he was going out that first day, long day with you guys, I'm like, dude, it's tiring as hell. And then he's a fit guy, so he's like, yeah, I can handle it. It's no problem. In a few hours, and he's like, oh my god,
And
I
then
don't know how these guys are.
he's like, where's the GoPro you dropped?
Yeah. And then we lost our camera. That was.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he was a champ for sure. Yeah. And he had a good time. He had a great time, I think.
Yeah. For him also, the day he went out, that was the day that we had the 10-foot swells out there.
It was a really rough day. Yeah.
And he hung in there, man. He hung in there.
Yeah. No, that was a really tough day. We were on the main boat, and it was
Yeah.
tough on the main boat. It's like
I mean, the
big
swells were
swell
so
stuff.
big, we would lose the boat, side of the boat.
You would just see
That's
the
right.
Yak Attack flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I want to tell people too that the batteries for these Bixby motors, they float and easy to charge and everything, and they're
They do. Yeah, the
very
little ones do. Yeah.
compact. Yeah. And the motor itself pretty light, and you can put it on like you say, anything. And
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. And
Thanks for having me on, guys.
the news that like Kevin Van Dam was here fishing with me, fishing with that pole steering one. I have never tried it, honestly. Human sent it to me, and Kevin Van Dam was the first person ever to use that on my Crescent Shoaly.
There you go.
It was like the picture I sent you yesterday. Awesome. Like
That was crazy. Yeah.
how cool is that?
Yeah.
Nice.
You get a guy like that who we're going to do a piece on this in
That's super cool.
magazine saying like Kevin Van Dam and Mark Zona and Davey Height and Mike McInnes fishing their entire life, but have never kayak fished. So there's always something you can do in fishing that's a different thing. That's why it's cool.
So vastly different too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the versatility, like even tonight, these guys that we have, the versatility is just incredible. What guys are doing. So anyway, let's get these guys on here and see.
Let's bring those guys on because we got the Great Lakes representation from Chuck. First one we've ever had from the Great Lakes. And we got Chad, who is also a bass fisherman inland, but also a saltwater fisherman in California.
And we have fished with them, and oh my gosh,
Guarantee you, we're going to hear something about hookup baits.
There they are. There they are.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
Hey guys.
Great.
What's up?
Where's Who-Man? Who-Man, is he here?
Marty always deletes someone.
Yeah, I do. Let me get him in here. You guys keep talking. I'll get him in here. I don't know what happened.
You look like a sucker fish right now. That's it.
Sucker fish.
Here we go. Who-Man, is he gone?
He's here.
He's gone.
No, he's just said he's here.
Oh, there he is. It doesn't have him. It doesn't have him on my screen anymore. What is going on? Here, I'll do it this way. it has him in the screen, but then he's not in. Gets sorry, who man? I'll work on this while we talk here. You guys keep going. Heath,
For you guys.
Oh, there.
there he
he
is.
is.
All right, okay, all right. He was fixing a Bixby motor there and or helping it with it. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, we got Chuck and we got Chad. Chuck and Chad, and they have incredible builds, man. I, I I'm I'm beside myself looking at those things that, and they're very. The thing is, these things are getting Keith. They're getting cleaner and cleaner.
Well, and Marty, both these guys are on the U.S. kayak fishing team.
Yeah, that's funny how that worked out. That's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Mhm.
Wow.
You didn't do that on purpose, Keith?
I guarantee everybody says, like, no, if you look back, Jake Suvak, who won the last YakOffs, and I
Mhm.
picked everything on a video about who was going to face who. And yeah, you guys got faced against each other. That's it.
I think we're the only two USA saltwater kayak team members, right? In the whole competition?
100%. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
technically, I'm freshwater. You're saltwater.
Okay, well, okay. I thought you just did the Italy one, though. That was saltwater, no? Or that was freshwater, too?
No, Italy was the USA street fishing team.
Oh, gotcha.
Portugal was the kayak fishing world championship with FIPSID and U.S. Angling. That was actually the beginning of the USA kayak fishing team.
Okay.
Mhm.
I guess they were supposed to start it in 2020. It's supposed to be around COVID. Of course, it got pushed back a couple of years,
Yeah,
and then ended up happening in November 2022.
gotcha.
How did you guys make these teams? How do you make it? How do you qualify for
You first,
They
Chuck.
I think there's
they have
10 qualifiers, right?
yeah they have like a whole qualifier setup. Um, I believe it works like your main tournament series like KBF and all these other tournament series. When you're top, I don't know, top 5 or top 20, something like that, you get invited to the qualifier, right? Is that right, Chad? And then
Yeah.
I forget. I think top 5, top 10, something like that of that qualifier is who gets put on the team for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So it's a
also,
really cool structure.
Marty, what Chuck told me the other day was that if you have the biggest beard, you're automatically included.
The biggest what?
I barely got on.
Beard.
Oh, beard. Okay, I thought maybe if you had your own baits that you know.
But actually, that's how I got on the team first, because the
Yeah.
USA saltwater kayak team is newer.
Yeah.
They're only like 3 or 4 years old.
So they just wanted free.
It's
and,
kind
uh,
of
and they were just the first 2 years, the teams were made of just known kayakers throughout the country. And one of our ambassadors, Chris Montino, which was an Alaskan kayak guide, they asked him to be on the team. And of course, he's an ambassador for hookup baits. And so they start having their Zoom meetings. And he's like, only thing I use is hookup baits. And that's where the team was like, what's a hookup bait?
yeah.
They asked me to sponsor, and then we sponsored them the first year. They competed in Costa Rica. And then they all fell in love with the baits. And so in case they came back the next year for La Paz. And like, hey, you guys didn't sponsor us again? These baits are going to work amazing in La Paz. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, we'll sponsor you. And then JoJo just mentioned, and Chad will even go down there and pre-fish with you guys, show you how to use them. He's like, well, shit, if you're going to come down here and pre-fish, you might as well be on the team. And then that's how I got on the team the first year.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
then last year, this was the first year they had qualifying tournaments. And so we had a qualifier here in San Diego. I won that tournament. And then that went to the Nationals in Florida. And then I made next year's team by being the top 8 Florida at the Nationals.
Jeez, wow. You're kind of like that guy when we were kids, and the guy that had the really good bat. We wanted him on our team, So you're that
Yeah.
guy. You're that guy with the good stuff that.
It's that
But
guy.
you're winning anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that
I know how to
guys, for the people that don't know, we're going to get to your kayaks. if you don't have hookup baits in your tackle box, I'm sorry. Uh, I saw those for the first time in Canada, and there was all these rods lined up, and they all had the same bait. I'm like, really? Are we going to just use like the same thing? And you know how bass guys are. We have like 10 rods on the deck, and there's 10 different presentations. Chad's has what 4 or 5, and they all have the same hookup bait on them.
And Chad goes out in his kayak and he's got like one like
Yeah,
3,500 box.
yeah,
That's it.
and and they literally, and I've been using them for bass and crappie, even bluegills. It's nuts. Every single fish eats them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's part of his kayak, you guys too. This hookup baits, and when you guys, if you haven't seen the videos of these guys, these are really clean setups, and let's get into that a little bit. So Chuck, tell us about your kayak a little bit, and why is it unique? In fact, I believe, well, I think it is unique in the fact we might have one more person that's used the downriggers like you have, but you're running 3 rods, it looked like.
No, Marty. So Crystal Borks used it.
Yeah.
On there, but
Yeah.
also Chuck has the fisheye thing. So I'd like you to explain what that is about.
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah. So, first of all, the downrigger setup isn't really a downrigger setup. It's a fish hawk multi, which you can run it off a downrigger. They have larger systems that you can run that'll actually give you even more data. But my system, it's perfect for the kayak, and you can I could pull it off the kayak, throw it on my boat if I want to. But what it does, you drop it down to basically the depth that you're trying to fish. Or if you're in a situation where you're really trying to find those temperature variations, to locate the bait fish and locate the, the target spot, drop that down there, and that'll give you your temperature at depth, as well as the current speed. So if you're trolling, if you're trolling a stick bait like this is a Flicker Minnow 11. Say you want to go, 1.3, 1.6, and depending on where you're at on Lake Erie, you have a lot of current. Definitely by the islands, there's a lot of different current directions and stuff like that. Here in the Central Basin, there's still that main current, but it's definitely weather affected. As a matter of fact, right now in the Western Basin of Lake Erie, I think last time I checked, we were like 5 foot down, 4 or 5 foot down, because we have a seiche going on right now, where we get basically a very strong wind from the west that blows all our water to Buffalo. So it's constantly changing, and for a long time I learned by watching my rod tips. I know what the bait's supposed to be doing at the right speed. If I drop it back and have snap weights or something like that, you study those rod tips and you can learn to identify it. Because if you turn a couple degrees, you're going to be changing all that. But with the guide service, it just makes it a lot easier to kind of connect the whole picture when I'm teaching people about that. So they can study that rod tip and then look over at my fish hawk and see what the difference is, and kind of get a good feel for it, as much as you can in 6 hours of time.
But your fish hawk is going to tell you the different temperatures all the way down, where we fish up here in British Columbia, kokanee fishing, for example, when you hit the thermocline, it's a massive difference of catching fish or not catching fish.
Now,
Right.
What do your thermocline is kind of gone now, isn't it? Up there?
Now it's just freezing, Marty.
No, I mean up at where Chuck is.
Yeah, it's real rare when it actually sets up, just because of that current and the the wind and the waves. Interesting fact, Lake Erie replaces all the water in the lake every 2.6 years.
Yeah. I heard that from Frank Scalish. Yeah.
Yeah. And the cooler thing is it holds 50% of all the fish in all 5 of the Great Lakes. So it's definitely a special body of water. But with my rig, I started out in a used $450 Wilderness Systems Pungo 140. and that's what I started out in. I didn't start out on Lake Erie. I started inland, try to gain some experience and stuff like that, because Lake Erie is a very dangerous body of water if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And over the years, it basically evolved into the rig that I have now, which is kind of like a collection of everything that's perfect. I've had a lot of different setups and a lot of different placements of things, and some stuff works, some stuff you put on there and you're like, oh, that's going to be awesome on the water, and then you get out there and you realize every time I net the fish, I'm snagging, or it's snagging my line, or it's just not working.
Right.
So it's kind of like a progression from the simple pungo, paddling out there. And then I went into the big water 132, ran the pedal drive for about a year. And, one day I was out there with an older client, and I mean, doesn't matter, older, younger, it could happen to me. Right. But I lost a buddy to a massive heart attack, on a fishing trip back in 2018. We were meeting at the river. He didn't even make it on the water.
Oh.
And for some reason, like that day, it hit me. We're 2 miles offshore with human power. 2 miles an hour is a good base number to expect, especially if you're traveling a lot of distance. Can you go faster? Absolutely. Can you do it for 2 miles while you're towing somebody? So that's when I went home. I called Jeff Little and I ordered a Torpedo 1103, and I've been running that on my main kayak, the one that you guys seen, ever since. And at this point, I have 3 other Titan X's, 2 of them with Torpedoes. I still have the Big Water 132, and of course, the Wilderness Systems Pungo 140 will never leave my sight. And you guys might even know who originally had that kayak. It was Wade Nichols. He used to be on Team Wildy years and years ago, but it's got that like tiger shark paint job, kind of off the fighter pilots or the fighter planes.
Is that why your name is Tiger Shark Pongo?
It is.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
And sorry about your buddy's loss, man. That sucks.
Oh, it's stuff happens, and I try to always look and believe that everything in life, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's got a silver lining, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks losing him. It even sucks more for his wife and his kid. But the silver lining is, that epiphany. I mean, hey, you never know. One day, one of us can hit the water and not be able to make it back, or not be able to make it back in time with their buddy that's, you're fighting for their life. And with the Torpedo, going back to that 2 mile an hour thing, with the Torpedo, I can cover 2 miles. I can get back in about 15 minutes, depending on the wind and stuff like that. So, right around the time that you should be having rescue services meet you at the ramp, which
Yeah, that was a total setup, liar.
hopefully that never ever happens. But we lose people on the Great Lakes, especially Lake Erie, probably because it's local and I see that more. But you prepare for the absolute worst case scenario, and if it never happens, great. At least you're prepared. You have everything you need, and you're putting your life and your family first. Because at the end of the day, if we don't make it back, it's gonna suck, and then we die. But our family has to live forever. So put your life jacket on,
So
put your dry suit on, and just think smart.
I love the safety talk and all that, and I am sorry to hear about your buddy. But Chad, he just threw you in a hole, man. You're gonna lose.
So what's
No, that was
intriguing?
awesome. Honestly, Chuck, like people need to hear that, and and we're fishing. If you're in a boat or a kayak or a canoe, fishing offshore, whatever, anything can happen,
Yeah.
and you got to be
Yeah.
prepared. You got to be prepared.
It's risky. It's risky what we do. It is risky. So Chuck,
Driving a car,
huh?
it's risky driving a car.
Oh yeah, but yeah, believe me, I went through Kansas City this morning. It was, oh my gosh.
Man,
Oh
if you have ever been behind Marty in a Dairy Queen line waiting for him to get a dilly bar, he's gonna just smash the back of your truck.
I will. I will. Yeah. So what's unique though is you guys, Chad, fishing is your living. That's what you do for a living. And then
Yeah.
Chuck, on your website, you've got a real nice website for guiding. Is that your living?
Yeah. Yep. I guide most of the season until the lake freezes over. The last couple of years, I've definitely been getting a lot more winter people. I don't exactly have a fleet of dry suits, and generally 6 months of the year in Ohio, it's below 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So cold water season kind of slows down a little bit, and that's when I head in the rigging shop, and I usually build unique rigs, similar to mine or totally completely different depending on what's best for their situation,
But so
their technique.
Chuck, kayak fishing is your life. That's all you do, right?
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
awesome.
Wow.
And
And,
same as
and
kayak fishing and fishing is Chad's life. That's why this competition is this week is really cool because both these guys are so dedicated to what they do and their craft.
yeah, yeah, I get it. I
But
totally.
it,
Yep.
it becomes an obsession, right, Chad?
Yeah.
You never really know that it's happening. Like when I first bought the Pungo, I had no idea that I was going to go down this path,
Yeah.
um, and
Actually,
fast forward,
it's a passion.
years later. What's that?
It's a passion. You have to have a passion for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have to have a total passion, and I'll just say this: Chad came up to British Columbia a few weeks ago, and for like 10, 12 days, Chad, something like
10 days.
10 days. That guy was like on the water every day. And I know because I picked him up and dropped him off at every place. I'm like, dude, I got to work for kayak anglers still. So I can't go fishing. I'm going to drop you off and you can go here.
Yep. I didn't mind.
Well,
and
Like all day, like,
well,
look at these fish I caught. This is awesome. I'm like,
I mean, somebody's got to do it, right?
we're seeing this more and more. So Chuck, you're actually duplicating your kayak for other people, basically. Your setup, right?
Um, I think I've only duplicated my setup once, and that's because the guy he lives 10 minutes down the road from me, actually closer to the lake than I do. So he's literally using it the exact same way I am. But de- I, I'm I build very unique things. So, for example, I have one in the shop that I'm working on finishing up now. That it's heading to the Buffalo, New York area, Lower Niagara, Upper Niagara, uh, Eastern Lake Erie, and Western Ontario. And one of the challenges with the Upper and Lower Niagara is there's so much current. Hold on, there's a P. Uh,
That was good, man.
I mean, usually I wouldn't bother him, but I'm sure he'll
Wow.
land on me and try to sting me or something. But yeah, there's so much current that a torpedo setup, it works great. It's got plenty of power to get up, but depending on the current, trying to hold position in that spot and have enough time to get one or two casts in is quite challenging.
Huh.
So with his, it's getting or it has the new Kayak Tarova motor on the bow, and the back is actually set up for bow fishing. Because he likes to bow fish also.
Oh.
So it's a really cool multi-purpose kayak. It's got night lights for bow fishing and all that good stuff. I've also done. There was a Jackson take too that was pretty interesting. You know, as the first 2-person kayak, put a bow mount XI3 on that one, and some custom electronics and stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. There actually, if you go to my website under the rigging tab, there's a bunch of pictures.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's also, I mean, unique too is that both of you, and we're going to get to yours here in a second, Chad, your kayak. Both of you are fishing in extreme adventurous waters. And here, think about this, Chad. I'm walking a mile on a trail with a Hobie Lynx on a cart,
I heard you say that the other day.
and I'm fishing a 5-acre pond.
And the Hobie Lynx is perfect for that.
Yeah, but catching giants.
Yeah.
You know? And yet you guys are on. And don't get me wrong. There's bigger waters around here, but we all have kayaks for what we want to do most. And what I really thought was cool is, and that's where I'm kind of said, I can't think of the word right now. Moving into yours, Chad, where you can set yours up for freshwater or saltwater in minutes, like in seconds.
Yeah. My kayak's very adjustable.
Yeah.
I love that about it.
So let's hear about yours a little bit. Thanks, Chuck, for all your just. It's amazing what you've got going. And if you guys, real quick here, the guys that are watching, go to his website, LakeErieKayakFishing.com, and you'll see all of these. You actually give me a couple ideas for my guide service. I've been guiding since 2004, and I'm still at $150 for that.
Marty, everyone that guides in Nebraska is mad at Marty because Marty charges too cheap.
I just underscore everybody. But Chuck, when I first started guiding, what I charged for a day, $25.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was there? Dinosaurs roaming?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I was a school teacher, and all I was interested in was paying for my gas.
He was in North
100%.
Alberta when it used to be flooded way back in the
Anyway. But you're both making a living at this, which we're seeing more and more. Human's making a living with kayak fishing motors.
Yeah.
Well, what I would like to say, one thing, Marty, here is that Human especially, like Chuck's talking about Torpedoes and Jack's, like there's all these different motors for everybody. Yeah. And this competition is not about us. Not even a competition. This whole thing is about us showing what's out there.
Right.
And all these motors and all these different brands that push this stuff out there and do this and make us do what we do and allow us to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to say, Bixby is one of the most, I guess, influential and easy things to change any boat, kayak, paddleboard, anything into what you're doing. Because right now, what you guys are talking about is like tournament fishing and different stuff. But
well, I think that's the coolest thing about the Bixby setup is you can basically adapt that to anything and everything. I mean, even a paddleboard if you want to.
Dude, I have 4 Bixby motors right behind me on 4 different boats that I can pick up and swap on any boat.
Yeah.
And Kevin Van Dam used one of them the other day.
I gotta say, especially for you, Marty, Bixby on a Lynx is absolutely amazing. Yeah. I love my Bixby motor on my Lynx. That like they're built for each other.
That's a really good combo, and it's just I don't know. Do you have it on? You've got it on your rudder, right? I think, or something.
I got the pole drive, the pole steer. Yeah, the pole steer.
It took us forever to figure out a way to get a motor on that thing because they made that little Mirage drive too narrow, so we couldn't get it. I couldn't reliably get it into the middle. But,
I'd rather have it on the rudder. I wanted it on the pedals, so it's you made a better call.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Nebraska that has a Bixby motor, and he uses the where the pedal drive is.
Yeah. So some of them will go in, because I think it's some sort of I don't know how they make those pods, and I don't know if they make them in the same factory, but Some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little smaller. So
Oh,
sometimes you can get them in, but not always. So
yeah. I
um,
saw him. He was using it in our last tournament up here.
yeah, so that's sort of, our obsession is to
Yeah,
constantly chase these holes and see how we
yeah,
can fit our stuff into holes. That's
right.
I
Yeah,
love having the Bixby on the back, and that pole drive is actually easier to steer than the original dial that comes on the links.
yeah, it's a lot sturdier because those dials
It's
are for a
sturdier,
rudder.
and
They're not
it
supposed to
takes
be
less
for a
movement to
motor.
steer and everything. It's really nice. I
And the other
love it.
thing with the pole drive is you just like you can turn on a 360 like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just did a 14 miles on the ocean on my links with the Bixby on it last Saturday. We had a pickle run thing, went
Oh yeah, right. Cool.
went Mission Bay to San Diego Bay, and it was a 14-mile trek, and I made it all the way there on one Bixby motor, so
Wow.
one Bixby
Really?
battery,
On the
14
links?
miles on the links. Yep,
Oh,
so
dude, that's crazy. That's a crazy 14 miles. That's a rough
14
water
miles.
too, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
yeah.
this, like in the middle of this conversation, I'm going to say my favorite thing about Human and Bixby is that guy doesn't really fish, never really fished, but he came to Sea Otter Lodge, and now he's addicted.
Oh, did you know? I went back to,
Martin
dude, I
calls
went
me
to
all the time. And he's like, "Dude, Human is like out there. He wants to like, what can we get him?"
Huh.
hey, I don't know if I even told you, but I went back to Vancouver like 2 weeks ago. Um,
Because
and
you're
I
excited
went,
for that bear that killed you, almost killed you.
yeah, the bear.
Tell us that story.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that was after the launch trip, right?
That was after Sea Otter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I met my wife in Vancouver, and then we went and did, went to some restaurants. We just do a bit of sightseeing, and then we went hiking in Whistler, and um, we're just, way out there now, and there's nobody out there because it's off season, right? So it's a little bit sort of here. You're like, there's no one up here. The weather was nice, but we're like going up and going up and up, and we climbed this one trail where we thought, all right, this is terrible because we kind of got lost, but we can see the other trail, and we either have to like hike a mile to get to the other trail to go around, or we just climb this really steep sort of a wall to get to the other trail. But we're like, okay, if we go up this thing, there is no coming down because it's impossible to come down this thing. It's like a cliff, right? So we're like, fine, fine. Let's just run up there and we'll be fine. So as we're running up, I come across a little cup on the trail, and now I'm standing above the cup, and this is the craziest thing I've ever encountered because I don't get out there to where there's animals. I'm in Southern California, man. The biggest thing in here is like a rattlesnake and maybe a coyote. So now I'm standing above the cub, but the cub was so big, I thought it's just a small black bear. And then I saw the mom's ass, the profile of the mom's ass, like about 100 yards out. And I was
But you
like,
did
oh
tell me
man,
you're an ass man.
yeah, I saw the ass. Dude, the mom was a giant bear. And like normally I know that black bears aren't supposed to be dangerous. Like you just make noise and stuff, and they'll like hopefully go away. But this thing is so big, and I'm now standing on top of its cup. So So I like tell my wife, like, I'm like, hey, 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 we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. She's like, go where? Now we're standing in the middle of this cliff, right? And
Jeez.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Start yelling, start yelling. So I start yelling. I'm like screaming for this bear, like, bear, bear, we are here. Go away, go away. And I look at my wife. She's all frozen. And I go, fuck, do something. And then she goes, go away, bear. Go away. She like whispers it. So anyway, dude, I have never climbed down anything that fast. Like we climbed down that cliff that we thought was impossible. That just ran down that cliff, and we just kept going and kept going, kept walked away, and we never saw the bear again. But yeah,
Jeez.
that was our after that BC trip, or our the Vancouver Island trip. That was the last day before we went home. So
Man, that's an adventure.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I
don't know
need
if
to
it was
get
a
you
big
out on the
deal. We
bay.
called wildlife services or whatever. We said, hey, we saw a bear, because they said, you call in if you see a bear.
Oh yeah.
And they were super calm about it. They're like, you'll be fine. Did it try to eat you? We're like, no. So you're fine.
Did it try to eat you? Yeah, it's eating me right now.
Wow.
Yes, it's eating me now. It's looking for soy sauce. I don't know why.
Thank God there's no wasabi.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to get you out on the bay, homie. Catching some fish on our
I know,
kayaks.
dude. Yeah. So that's what I was saying, though. I went back to Vancouver a couple of weeks ago, and we went and did some salmon fishing up just in the bay.
Nice.
So I
So
got 4 coho coming my way, man.
there you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
So Chad, let's hear about your kayak a little bit here.
The New Canoe U10.
Yeah.
I've had it for about a year and a half now. Um, absolutely love it. I love the stability of it. It is like the most stable kayak I ever stood in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does feel like you can't flip it. I mean, I had a Hobie Pro Angler for the last 10 years,
Mhm.
and I stand and fish probably 75% of the time. And that one, if you're like fishing sideways, you had to like really try to keep your feet center and this kind of thing. Or if you do turn, you got to do little baby steps to turn. Where the New Canoe, it's like fishing in a boat. You just turn. You don't even think about it. You just turn. Before you know it, you're fishing backwards. You didn't even notice turning around backwards.
Wow.
That's the one main thing I noticed about it. It's super stable, and that's what I love about it. But the high seat that swivels, it's so much easier to stand up and sit down than a lower seat. It's super comfortable. I'm sitting in it right now. I know these podcasts go a long time, so I was thinking, man, I need a really comfortable seat. So I put my kayak here, and I'm sitting in my New Canoe with the Yak Attack pad on it because that's the most comfortable seat I know.
Wow.
Um, and so I had it decked out with this the motor guide off the front. I'm actually on my second motor guide. They don't like salt water a whole lot, so um, so the I'm on my second motor guide in a year and a half now. As soon as I got the boat, I got a motor guide on it, and so I'm on my second one. And that one's starting to go too now. So I think I'm going to the Minnesota next. But anyways, um, so I've had that front motor on there forever. And then, like I say in my video, it's Keith's fault that I got the Newport on the back now because I used his kayak, his new canoe with that 300 on it. And that
Not my
thing,
fault.
it was, I like speed, like, especially, I'm a saltwater boat tournament angler, right? And when you do the boat fishing, it's, the shotgun start. And part of the fun of the day is that boat race in the morning.
Oh
That
yeah,
boat
those are
drag
fun.
race.
Those
And
are
my
fun.
saltwater boat is pretty fast. It's a 50-mile-an-hour boat. For saltwater, that's pretty quick. And I'm used to being one of the guys out front. And then I started doing freshwater bass tournaments last year. And it's shotgun starts also. And
Yeah.
with that motor guide on the front, I was one of the slowest boats. Everyone had the big torpedoes and the Newports on them, and they take off. And I'm like, man, I'm the slow boat now. So I wanted to fix that problem. I wanted to be the fast boat also. So it just worked out with this competition after using it up in British Columbia, and I've been wanting the Newport 300, and so it just kind of worked out with this competition, the timing of it, that I put a Newport on here, and love it. I just had flat condition. I did another tournament last Saturday or last Friday, and it had flat lake, and I had fully loaded kayak, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this thing at 100% and go. I had like 2 mile treks, and so I'm just gonna let it go for 2 miles and see what it averaged. And it stayed at 5.8, 6 miles an hour for 2 miles straight. Fully
Jeez.
loaded. So that's what it cruised at, no problem. And the New Canoe cruises at set speed with the foot steering, like no problem. Like I was sitting there tying knots and everything at 6 miles an hour. So it's pretty awesome. It's a great machine.
The-
So the back motor just basically gets you there, and then once you get there, you throw out the motor guide, and that's your boat positioning. I'm
Now,
I'm
do you,
very my boat positioning and everything. You know, with the saltwater fishing, I've learned it. Boat positioning and be able to present your lure correctly is a huge difference. You know, so that's why you just can't get that with a back motor. You can't get that precise boat positioning and stuff to do what you want to do, especially when you're fishing that deeper structure stuff. And when you're using the forward facing unit, you need your boat to be staying still for it to work really well. A lot of times I'm throwing a single 1/16 ounce jig and I'm seeing it 60 feet out on my forward facing. But for that to happen, you have to have a really stable boat and be able to not move to be able to do that, so.
Do your tournaments allow 2 motors in? Because a lot of tournaments don't allow 2 motors.
No, that's wide open here in California. So.
Tournaments don't allow any motors like yours, Marty.
Well, that's the USA tournaments I do. So all the qualifiers and the USA tournaments are non-powered. It has to be man-powered. So that's what I have the Hobie Links for, is for doing the non-motored tournaments. And I'd have the Bixby on it for the pre-fishing and stuff like that. Like when I went to the Nationals in Florida, I did all the pre-fishing with the Bixby on it, so I'm not burning out my legs during the week.
Yeah.
Pre-fishing. And come tournament days, you take the Bixby off and just throw the rudder on, and then you're paddling. So that's my non-paddle, and it's that one I didn't use for the competition because it's basically a fish finder, a fish finder on it, and a yak attack box. That's all that's on it. So it's super simple, super light. Then this one's the complete opposite. 2 motors, forward facing. I have the iPad, or not the iPad, the Samsung tablet to run the Navionics on, and then and all the gadgets and all the Yak Tech gear from boxes and rod holders and everything else. So, and I've always been kind of simple. Like I did all my rigging before, but I just kept it super simple. But it was really important for me to put, when I bought the forward facing unit, to have it portable, where I can use it on my boat. I can use it on both kayaks. I can use it on my buddies' boats. I've used it on like 5 different boats now. And it just basically, you bring some zip ties with you, and it's in a 16x16 yak tag box. You just set it on the deck and zip tie the transducer pole to a cleat or anything, and you're able to use it on any boat. And that's the only way I can justify the cost of the forward facing, was if I can take it with me on no matter what I'm fishing on, So I wanted to keep it portable, and I had Kayak Fishing Supply do my kayak up for me. Right. They just the way I had it was flawless and it worked. It just wasn't as clean and beautiful as they made it. So
what was unique though is
speaking of that, where's Derek?
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be on here.
He responded. He said he was supposed to be on, but
that's what I was going to ask you. Where's Derek?
I know. He said looking forward to it. Oh,
he's here.
Yeah. Come on, buddy.
Wait a minute. Are you? Did you leave another person in the green room?
I'm just hiding. It's okay. All right.
Hold on.
I knew I'd be in.
You've been there the whole time, Derek?
I have. I just,
shit.
I was enjoying the show.
I just thought you bailed on it.
No, I can't do that. I can't.
I was sitting here wondering the whole time, where's Derek? I thought he was supposed to be here.
I figured a dinghy or something when I got in the room,
I sent a message. I'm like, where's Derek?
Okay.
So don't feel bad, Derek. They did the same thing to me when I was a sponsor.
It's all me. Hide you in the background. That's all right.
It's me, Derek. So,
Chad talks his hookup baits like everyone I met in high school.
All right. I got since we got Derek on here.
Okay, now you're back in. So I was wondering, where the hell is Derek?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, Derek did the final build on my kayak.
Yeah, and it's
so
in the video.
Derek is the guy that is the battle sponsor that put a $250 gift certificate in for kayak fishing supplies this week.
There it is.
For the battle sponsor.
There it is.
And he is the guy that made Chad's kayak.
Yeah, made it more beautiful and user friendly. I
Yeah,
guess.
we built it up a little bit.
On that,
Derek, sorry, I didn't know you were in the green room.
I didn't either. It's well on mine. It barely showed a square there, and I didn't know what that was. But
Sorry, like Marty says, he's the Bill Dance of podcasts. So.
yes, I am. There's no argument about that.
Hey, Derek.
How's
How
it
you doing, man?
going?
Derek,
Good.
say
How are you?
hi.
So
I know
what's
Derek's
Keith?
this.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but what Derek did, and I want to know more about this because I've never seen this until Chad's kayak.
Right.
He took the wire because everybody has these wires. They stick them underneath in the hole, and they get all moldy and wet and everything, and greasy, and then Derek comes along and he has the Yak Attack box and has a plate that shields the wires
Well, that's
on
just
the
another
side.
YakOff plate. That was
Yeah, another Yak Attack box they cut up.
that was genius.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then he took the little pack thing, the track pack, and he's got wires in there as well. So Chad has no wires anywhere on his.
there's not a single hole drilled in my boat that goes to the hull of the boat
Yeah,
So
at
and
all.
then yeah, it's
let's
nuts. So Derek,
let's just say first, Derek, sorry for keeping you in the green room for
You're good.
an hour
Yeah,
and a half.
I've been here the whole time. I know it. I'm
Dude,
happy.
I didn't even know. Like Marty, that's you.
It's all good.
It's all good. But
Derek,
Derek, can you like introduce yourself and Kayak Fishing Supplies and thank
yeah.
you for being a sponsor of the YakOffs. But
Yeah.
yeah, tell us what's going on in your world.
Yeah, so I purchased OEX and kayak fishing supplies here in San Diego first of the year, and the company had been around a long time, done everything from rec stuff to rentals, and just kind of moved into kayak fishing more and more over the years, and so bought the business. I'd been in the industry for 10, 12 years, a couple different companies, and so been around for a little bit, and yeah, took it over in into January, and then just kind of you know really been putting a lot of time into just kind of revitalizing it, revamping it, getting some new stuff in here. Doing a lot of stuff for the online portion for the industry, but also for San Diego and the kayak community down here. San Diego, really Orange County and LA as well. There's not a ton of kayak fishing retailers down here, so the couple of us that are, we cover a pretty big territory. But the shop has always done a ton of rigging. They've always had a dedicated guy carry for rigging, and then repairs as well. So it's been a portion of this business for a long time, and when I took it over, I knew it was something that was important to continue. We rig, repair fishing kayaks. We do wreck kayaks. We do a little bit of everything. So, it's kind of a place that anybody can come, whether you're fishing or just out paddling. And, it's been solid. So, we've been able to kind of develop a community here of people that, come in all the time. And with Chad's kayak, for example, there's a couple guys, Kerry and Junior, and a couple guys that, every day at some point would talk about it, would, run through ideas and, can we do this? Can we do that? And ultimately, that's how that black pack came together. It was, a group of guys just kind of shooting the shit, kind of going back and forth, coming up with different ideas, and something stuck. And that happens often. And it's good to have what I feel different minds, getting creative, coming up with different things, and then ultimately we decide on the best route. And it's been cool to see. It was cool to see with Chad's, and it's been cool to see since I bought the business at the first of the year. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing.
Well, that's awesome, man. And first of all, I'd love to say thanks for joining the YakOff Awards and being part of this. And so everybody out there knows, when you vote this week, Derek has given a $250 gift certificate to anything from his online shop
oh boy,
for voting this week.
and
I gotta say, Derek's been very, into the kayak community here. He sponsored the qualifier. He's one of the big sponsors of the qualifier for the USA team here this year. And it's anytime you ask Derek, hey, you want to be involved in this? He's like, yeah, let's do it. So like, he's very much part of the kayak community here in San Diego or SoCal.
Are you still getting a lot of new kayakers coming in, Derek?
A ton. Yeah. It's so we do native, bona fide, new canoe, and Old Town primarily, and you
can't keep them on the floor.
You can't. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
But if I had more space, I'd have more kayaks, but they don't last long, which is good.
Vibe just called me earlier today, Matt from Vibe, and they want to talk to you too. So
all right.
Yeah, dude, he's got a really nice shop. So first of all, 50% of us are from San Diego on this call, by the way. Just so it's noted.
So
I just realized that.
That's
and Derek does have super cool shop, man. Like and he's helped us out a bunch too. He's like came on, did videos with us, and brought us a kayak. And
that's a mistake, or you think I might be smart?
What's that?
I know who to invite.
So
yeah, dude.
You know, the crazy thing is too, the three of us are probably 10 minutes apart. Chad's
we're super close.
And 10 minutes north.
What part of San Diego are you at? Where your store's at? What part?
Yeah, we're like central. We're 15, 20 minutes from downtown, close to La Jolla. You know, just pretty central to San Diego.
Yep.
Okay. Did you grow up there?
I didn't. I grew up in the Northwest. Yeah, Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been here 5-6 years, roughly.
It seems like it's way warmer there where you are.
It's much better. Yeah.
Right.
You can see me breathe out here.
Well, Derek, I actually grew up there.
I'm frozen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I went to Point Loma High School, Claremont High School, and Oceanside High School. I got kicked out of two of them. It's all good.
Yeah, we're right on.
You got kicked out of two high schools, but you ended up being a superintendent. So
yeah.
That's a lot of like.
And a principal.
You get kicked out, you can be still a principal or a superintendent.
Should I tell you the whole truth, though? I actually went to 14 different schools and got kicked out of 12.
Jeez.
Oh, that's the record right there. It's got to be.
No, I did. I went to 14 different schools.
Was it for talking too much, Marty?
I went fishing too much.
Oh.
Not going to the schools, but
if I tell people if they would have had kayak fishing when I was a kid, I would have never graduated.
Yeah.
Well, see, the best thing about when we were going to school, we could skip school to go fishing and then go to school the next day. They'd give us 3 more days off.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
But Derek, I had a Zodiac boat with a 5-horsepower motor on it in San Diego Bay when I was 15 years old.
Oh, yeah.
In the 70s.
Okay,
awesome.
So Marty, it's already 7:00. Can we do a little bit of the boat show? Show their kayaks.
How about that?
Remember?
But I got to get Hooman in there again. He's gone again.
No, we just need to show a little bit of not kicking anyone out, but we need to show a little bit of that. I got
to get Derek in here too. Hold on.
I think you can get us all in there.
I'll get him in there. Hooman's gone again. I can't figure out again.
I can feel icicles forming in my nostrils. It's cold out here.
Hey, we need to go. There, Derek's in there. Now, how do I get Hooman?
Not sun rays coming in.
You got your heater there next to you?
While I'm working on Hooman, getting him in here.
Outside in the shed.
I can hear you, man. I guess I'm in the green room. Is that
there? He is.
He's there now. All right, I'm going to get Chuck's video.
Can you hear me?
Hello? What's going on, guys? Let's go take a look at my rig. There's definitely a lot going on this kayak.
There is.
But I promise you, everything on here is for a purpose. For my specific purpose, guiding people offshore on Lake Erie. So just walk through and show you what I got.
What,
All right, so we'll start up front.
Chuck?
We have the broken.
What do boat guys say when they come across your kayak?
They're generally blown away. A lot of guys say I have more on my kayak than they do on their boat.
Yeah,
But they're all super respectful.
yeah,
We have some of the best boaters in the world, I
yeah.
think, on Lake Erie. You know, everybody looks out for everybody. They respect the kayakers. The kayakers try to stay out of the way, stay off the ramp, you know,
Uh-huh.
and uh, and just go out and have fun.
That's wild. Wow.
Twig landing net. That's sitting right here
Look at that.
on my Boondocks console, held by the Yak Attack center stager. I also have a fish hawk set up over here, and that's what this is.
Look at that.
This is a 2-pound ball on the lithium fish hawk probe. What you do is you drop this down, and there's a display over there. Drop that down to depth, depending on where you're running your lures, or if you're trying to find a temperature variation.
Okay, we're going to go a little bit further here. We show like a minute, so people that watch
So,
this or are watching now,
real
need to
quick,
watch.
one thing I wanted to point out about the rig. You know, you always want to be prepared for the swim, right? You know,
Yeah,
any of us, doesn't matter how
yeah,
experienced you are. You know, I practice reentry too often.
yeah,
Um, but you look at my setup and it's like, okay, well, how do you get back in that thing? You know, and that's definitely something
yeah,
that you want to consider when you're setting up your kayak.
yeah.
But if you look, all my stuff that's in the way is just Yak Attack accessories. So
Uh-huh.
lock and load base, I just pull the tab open and I can move those rod holders out of the way and just hop right in.
Okay.
You know, and
Nice.
it's at the end of the day, go out and test it. You know, flip your boat over, test it with the gear in place, and just make sure that when you do go for a swim, that you know how to get in. You've already done it, and you're not gonna like stumble and hook on something.
Right. Yeah, because you got a lot going on. Just a second.
Throttle here, that's on the Yak Attack universal throttle mount. I also have a sidearm here. That way I bring it a little bit more up closer to where I want it when I'm sitting in the chair.
Oh, I want to go to your box. There you go.
This is the one of the Yak Attack binders. Then I have Amish Outfitters tackle trays, double-sided. So this will fit 18 different crankbaits.
Very clean.
It's got ventilation holes, so it's going to drain, and it's also not going to overheat and swell up your baits. Up in the top in the short stack is just
This right here is a teacher's desk. You mentioned it though. You mentioned that's that's your junk drawer, isn't it?
oh yeah, you know it's
That's awesome.
You're like, I could clean it up, but it always looks like this.
Yeah, there's probably a snack in there somewhere. It's got to be.
yeah. There's probably a couple snacks. I even have a couple different battery packs and cables and stuff just in case my client's phone starts to die. You know, I got a little bit of everything on that kayak.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, afterthought, I wish I would have popped the front hatch and went through all the safety gear on the inside.
yeah.
Well,
You are a very safety conscious person. And by the way, I do want to put a plug in for K-Fast. It's coming out soon. It'll be a safety course for kayak anglers, and we're gonna hopefully get that going here pretty quick. That'd be Darren Wendell and Chad Hoover getting that going, and it'll be a safety course people can take, and it graduates all the way up to what you do, where you're flipping it over, getting in the water, getting back on, things like that, and so yeah, the safety thing is huge. But man, your video is really good, and so you guys that watch this or are watching, because we get a lot of viewers after the show when it goes in the podcast. A lot of people listen to it too, but they can see your video there. It's really well done on there, and so we get a little tidbit of each one, and we're going to get Chad's as well. Anything else you want to say though, Chuck, before we go to Chad's?
I definitely want to give you a +1 on the safety, the KFOS. I'm a firm believer. Fishing is life, but safety comes first.
Right.
You know, take the time to learn the skills, practice them. especially doing what I do, or Chad offshore on the ocean. Last thing you want to be is in the water for an extended period of time, especially with sharks, or if we're half frozen. Definitely don't want to float around. So definitely check that out. And if you need any advice or anything like that on cold water safety, you can head over to my website. Just search my name. There's a cold water kayak safety playlist, as well as just a regular kayak safety playlist. There's some great free resources that help you be safer on the water.
That's nice. Yeah. Your website's really, really well done too on there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And then, so anyway, and then, by the way, I have a dry suit as well, but I have never been in the water. I haven't done any safety training as far as, falling out or whatever, but I think I'm okay if I fall in around here with the dry suit on.
So the best thing to do would be to find a boat ramp or a beach where you can get to, say, 6-7 foot of water within 20, 30 foot from the shore.
Yeah.
And of course, bring somebody with you, somebody that can stay on shore and help you out if you need be. But that way you can actually get out there, test the reentry, but also test your dry suit. Make sure you didn't develop any leaks.
Yeah.
Your gaskets aren't leaking or anything like that. And also, most people don't realize the underlayers, because dry suits really aren't designed to keep you warm. Right. They're designed to keep you, dry.
Yeah.
So making sure you have those underlayers in your general situation.
Right.
But then, usually I tell people you got about 3 chances. Most people have about 3 chances because it's exhausting. And after the third time, if it's not something you do all the time, you might not be able to lift yourself up high enough.
Right.
So doing it in that situation, even if you do get exhausted, you just push your boat, 20 foot to the shoreline and walk out of the water and take a break, or, go back for another lesson after you're rested up.
Yeah, I get it. Yep, totally get it. I haven't, it's never happened to me yet, but you never know. And I've been doing this, almost 30 years and haven't capsized yet, but you never know. Let's see here. So we're going to get Chad's. Let's get Chad. Thank you, Chuck, for telling us that. That was
Absolutely.
Good. Let's get Chad. I'm going to find it here. Chad's video goes through a lot of the stuff, and then he has some highlights, and then more incredibly well done as well. And then Derek kind of demonstrates his kayak.
Hey guys, Chad with Hookup Baits here. Welcome to my YakOffs.
Right to
a little Newport.
There, how about right there? Is that good?
Yep. So from there, the black pack and the short stack solo setup. So in the short stack solo, we put the Newport 36 volt low pro battery. Just ran the cable right out of there, hooked that right up to your motor here, and it just kind of keeps it separate from your black pack, while also giving you a good kind of tuckaway space for that.
Super clean.
Black pack, 16 by 16 black pack. So this is kind of one of the it's done up a little bit.
That is sick.
So on the bottom there is that plate, and you guys see the black box there? There's actually a plate there that has wires behind it.
Yeah, you barely see any wires in the whole box.
Right.
So live scope, black box, mounted that up to basically it's a Yak Attack panel, but we added this panel to hide all the wiring back there, so it's kind of hard to tell.
The wiring and the screws, right?
Yep, wiring and the screws. You got your box there. Added a switch for you, keep it nice and clean and easy.
Yeah, that's breaker box or a fuse box.
Yep, fuse box right under there, all sealed. And then the flooring of this thing, we actually added a
panel there too.
Yeah, right? A raised panel to keep all that.
So all the wiring of this is under there.
Yep.
Because this thing has a ton of wire to it. It's made for a boat.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't need all the wire for a boat, and so it's all coiled in there.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so then we
tracking and marking spots and all that stuff. So I've been using this in my boat for many years, but I was like, well, why not use it in my kayak too? Just have a bigger screen to look at. So I moved it from my boat to the kayak. Well, when I did that, it took the room of where I usually launch my motor. I just step right here. The kayak and the new canoes are so stable. You can step and don't worry about it flipping over and push the pedal down and flip the motor out. Well, I knew when I have all this stuff here, it's gonna be hard to step up. So that's why I had him do this pulley system to launch and pull the motor up and down. So that's a great add there. Now, come around over here and look at this stuff.
Now this is something I thought you knew, right?
So this is
Yes.
the nav.
Yes. So let's talk about that real quick.
Avionics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a guru with it, man. And
It's my main tool I've been using. That's what when I do my boat saltwater bass tournaments.
mhm.
I tell that is more important than a fish finder, than any piece of equipment to help me catch fish on the boat. The Navionics is the
100%.
most important tool.
Yeah, and that's what we were up in British Columbia. I just used my phone, but was able to find the structure without because you were trying to help everybody else as well. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to see if I can get on the rocks too, and then it did work. But mine was a little slow because I had iPhone.
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't like. I turn a lot of people onto this Navionics,
Yeah,
and everyone that has an iPhone has a problem using it. And it's because there's such a delay. Where on Samsung products, it works seamlessly. So that's
it
something
works.
you should know.
You just totally ruined our sponsorship.
I'm just telling the truth, trying to help the people out there.
So what I did, Chad. So what I did based off of that, Chad, maybe some others as well, is I took the iPad, bought a bracket off Amazon, tweaked it. I had to do some tweaking with it, and I can mount it on my Hobie or my Lynx, but I'm getting the deeper app, and I'm hooking that into the iPad, and I'm going to do my mapping that way.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
so there's no wires or anything. Just the app. I'm using the app with the deeper deal, whatever, and that way I can go to these small ponds and map them for people.
And I want to tell a little trick on this that I didn't have the chance to tell people, but I figured it out by using this on the boat. You know, with a center console, and you're going across the ocean at 40 miles an hour, you get a lot of spray. And I was going through a lot of the tablets, because they're not waterproof.
Right.
And I had insurance. You buy the insurance on them, and Samsung was totally great about replacing them, no charge kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what I ended up doing was taking like saran wrap, or it's what we use when we ship out pallets of baits, that plastic clear wrap. And I fully wrapped the tablet and then put the plastic like the cover over it, or the rubberized covers that you can buy anywhere. And so I wrapped it totally in plastic and then put that rubberized cover over it, and that totally waterproofed the thing. As long as you have a plug plugged in, so it covers the plug-in hole. That's the only thing that's actually exposed. Everything else is wrapped by saran wrap, and that's how you waterproof your tablet.
I have a waterproof case on it.
Yeah, well, it's the waterproof case. I always have problems with like the touchscreen, working well and stuff. When it's the saran wrap, it's on there like totally, like you don't even see nothing on there. It's just
So
And when you get
there's
home,
a waterproof case.
When you get home, you can wrap your kid's sandwich for lunch.
Yeah, there you go. Full purpose.
There's a waterproof case that the guys on the boats here use out on Lake Erie. I know it's expensive though. It's definitely one of the high end ones. I'll have to look up the name and.
I've got one. I have one on mine. I'll probably get you chat on that because I want to find out if mine's going to work. Because I've had it out on both and I've never had any issues yet. And then for like you, Chuck, even on Lake Erie for finding structure, rocks and stuff. Oh my gosh, that thing
Yeah. When it comes to fishing, too many people put too much focus on the fish finder part.
Right.
You could go out there without sonar whatsoever. Just use your mapping. If you start to think like a fish, you're going to be able to find them, and like Chad knows this, before a tournament, there's 10 to 20 hours studying that body of water on the map.
All your homework is done there.
The office. Yep.
Same here.
And then you have your you know, your distance as well. So for me, a lot of times when I was fishing the Lake Erie Walleye Trail, you know, it was a 30, 40 mile round trip that I was making. Of course, I'm carrying extra batteries and stuff, but I had to, you know, sit here and basically calculate that out to make sure I wasn't going to run out of battery, and I was going to actually, my time was going to be right, so that, you know, I was into the weigh-in before the check-in, so I didn't get disqualified.
Yep.
You know, so it's a secret that most people overlook, but they really should start utilizing it. The one thing I will say about the Navionics, I don't know how it is out, you know, on salt water. I'm sure once you get like a certain distance, but for example, like when we go to the Western Basin, like Toledo, as soon as you launch, there is no phone service whatsoever. So unless you have a Starlink, you know, on board, the Navionics ends up being worthless.
Really? Okay. So here's this tablet I have don't even have service on it. It's because the Navionics works through the satellite stuff. So when I have Wi-Fi, that's why I load the Navionics on my Wi-Fi and stuff. And then when I use my phone, if I put both my phone and my tablet in the same Wi-Fi, then it shares all the information between them to the map. If you mark pins and all
Oh
that.
yeah, you have it
But when I'm
connected to
out on
your.
the ocean, I put it on airplane mode. Actually, this tablet is almost always on airplane mode because I use it just for
Do you have it
Navionics.
connected to your other unit, so it's
Um,
pulling it off of there?
when you're in Wi-Fi, yeah, I have them both under the same profile, and so they share pins from my
Yeah.
phone to the
No.
tablet and vice versa.
Um.
But I
So
don't.
I mean,
I
I
use
have
airplane
an
mode. It
app.
doesn't take signal.
That's interesting because I don't think mine works out there. But you know what? I'm not using my phone. That's why I have those dual setups.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like 95% of the time, I don't touch active target. I mean, the water is never flat enough. It's very, very challenging, and it's more of like, I don't know, a learning tool, right? So
Yeah.
most of the time, that second head unit I have, that's running my maps.
Gotcha.
But when I seen your video last night, I really liked the idea of having a bigger tablet, you know. But
Mhm.
I know with my phone, and maybe it's the Apple thing, I never realized that it didn't work
Yeah.
very good on Apple.
But you can
Yeah.
download those apps on Navionics and have them saved in your phone to wherever you
Well, I
are.
have the Navionics app. It's $50 a year.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
used to be when I first got it, it was what, $20 a year.
Yeah.
I was using it when it was free. Then it just kept
But
on
it
creeping up
is
every year for the last 10
um,
years.
quick fact for everybody listening. The app, well, I don't know if it's the app, but Navionics is free if you go to their website on the computer or even in your browser, I believe on your phone.
Yeah.
So just a little hack. You don't have to necessarily go out and buy a membership if you don't know if you're going to like it.
Right.
Jump over to their
Right.
website and check it out.
Yeah. But it shows really limited. If you do it on your phone without paying, it's very limited.
Yeah.
Once you pay, you get so much more out of it. So much more detail
You're right.
Oh no, but I mean, if you go on like on a computer on their website or through the browser, like not through the app,
okay, just to see
because
what
I
it's
know
like.
like, well, you can use it. There's no you don't have to pay for anything.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can
So do
use
your
all the
homework with and
features,
stuff. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Now you know, I do know when the subscription. Apparently, I missed a B. When the subscription expires, it does kind of limit the app itself,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, it's genius. So, especially for your structure fishing.
Yeah. And
This
that's
is
my main thing. That's my specialty because how the hookup baits work, that how they get bit on the fall a lot, that they just absolutely work great on fall. And so any fish sitting on structure,
Yeah.
that's kind of my specialty because the baits come falling, swimming into the fish's face, and they can't help themselves to eat it. Whereas anything else has to be being retrieved for it to do its action to get bit, like a swim bait or any kind of other lure. So it's actually leaving the structure, and the fish have to leave the structure to come up and eat it. Where a hookup bait falls right into their face. So deep structure is my specialty. That's how I win a lot of my tournaments. because the
Yeah.
magic of a hookup bait on big truck. So
Are some of your competitors using that bait against you now and beating
oh
you?
yeah, I mean of course, yeah.
I've
But
been,
the first time I ever tournament fished ever in my life was when I started hookup baits, and people weren't believing that I was catching saltwater fish on them.
Yeah.
And so I was a member of Freedom Boat Club, and I was on a rental boat. I mean, Freedom Boat Club sponsored me with boats, and I went out there. And the very first year I'd ever fished saltwater series, I had the most winningest series of in history. I had 7 tournaments. I had 4 first place and a second and a third through the series, and then I won the championship.
Wow.
And that was because I was the only one using hookup baits. And then it got harder and harder every year after because people were catching on. So,
Wow.
yeah,
And,
it's pretty wild.
and then,
But
I
yeah,
do want to say too, anybody that's watching this or will watch, make sure you guys go and vote. Go to
yeah,
kayakingwarmagazine.com. It's right on the front page. You click on it. Vote for these guys. You have a chance of winning one of 3 great prizes: a Vibe kayak with a $500 Yak Attack coupon, a Hoodoo kayak, same thing, or a Malone trailer. So pretty.
Sure. Yeah.
The battle sponsor, $200. With Derek, $200.
$250 for kayak fishing supplies.
Wow, that could
Pretty awesome.
that might be some of them Yak Attack plates.
Man, I've been trying to enter my own name into winning.
Got something for everybody, that's for sure.
so I want to say on the wrap on this kayak too.
Yeah.
I had it done just for this tournament or just for the YakOffs. But it's something I've been thinking about doing since I got the kayak. Is my tournament boat, the hookup baits boat, is the exact same wrap as what the kayak is. And then we also have one of our ambassadors, Bill Boyce, which is a known guy through the fishing world.
Yeah.
He has a little skiff, a little 15-foot skiff, and he has the same exact wrap on his boat. So there's 2 boats and a kayak that are all wrapped identical now. So,
Man. And then who did your wrap?
it's called Triton Imaging. It's here in El Cajon, San Diego. Triton Imaging, and they've done my boat, the other guy's boat, and this kayak now. And then I have my media room where you see me do the end part of my video where I'm doing the interviews. They wrap all the walls in our interview room too. So,
Jeez. Now
We're gonna have one wrapped too for the shop.
are they going to do you too?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It
It's
turned out
definitely worth it.
exceptional.
do they
I had my big water wrapped. I can't tell you how many clients I got just from stopping and getting gas.
Yeah, with
Oh,
the
yeah.
tiger,
Paying for gas, they're
Tiger
snapping a picture, getting your website.
right? You have the tiger stripes on there.
What's that?
You have the tiger stripes on there.
No, the Old Town Big Water. It was a giant walleye wrapped on the side.
Oh yeah.
So when I was in the Nationals in Florida, we had like 120 kayakers at the Nationals tournament in Florida.
Yeah.
And that was one of the deciding factors of making me want to wrap my kayak too, because you got 100 kayaks there, and there's only 2 kayaks wrapped in the whole thing, and those are the ones like, oh, look at that kayak.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When there's a wrapped kayak, it just catches your eye, So it's like
Advertising write-off. Good job.
yeah.
So can they send them out and you put them on yourself, or you got to have your kayak at that shop?
I dropped it off at the shop for a week and then picked it up, and it was wrapped. And actually, I picked it up from there, drove it right to Derek's place, and dropped it off. And then I went to British Columbia the next day.
Wow.
Yep.
But do they send them out, the decals out, or not?
No, they come and do it. Like when they wrapped the walls here at my shop, they came and did it. I was actually on a trout fishing trip in Utah.
Okay.
And I came back, and JoJo did it like a surprise. Surprising. I came back, I'm like, whoa, I'm bigger than life on the wall here.
Yeah. Wow. There you
Yeah,
go.
so they came and did that.
Put a Bixby motor of wrap on a kayak and a Bixby motor on it.
Yeah.
I just made a to-do list on my thing here to get something wrapped. I got to do that, by the way. Yeah.
Hey guys,
We were actually
shameless
supposed to do that
plug.
a while ago, but yeah.
Graphics Gurus in Michigan if you're looking for somebody to do a wrap to send it to you, you know, they have a lot of copies and a lot of models where they can send out. It really gets challenging, you know, with the new kayaks coming out. You have to have one to get the measurements and the dimensions and stuff like that. But that's why a lot of people don't really send them.
Yeah.
Plus the install challenge.
What I did was made giant decals. There's a lady that has a shop 2 blocks from me, and she just makes the giant decals, and I put them on my boat for sponsors and whatever.
In Canada, we call them decals.
Decals?
Decals and toops.
Decals and toques.
So anyway, all right. Well,
I gotta say we gotta end this quick because I'm freezing out here.
I know you are. I know.
Like I'm like.
All right. Okay, guys. Assume the battle pose. Assume the battle pose. You guys know what that is?
Well, my picture's been frozen of me like the whole thing, so I can't see myself live.
Well, turn to your left, Chad.
This way?
Just a second.
Or the other way?
Hold on.
We can see you moving, dude.
Yeah, I've been frozen on my screen for the whole thing.
Your other left. Your other left.
Yeah. That way. And back up a little bit. And Chuck, you got to come forward and there you go. A little bit closer and make fists, not hang loose. You got to make fists.
Hey, this is I fight with fishtails.
All right, I already took it.
Wait. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. I don't know. All right. Good job. Good job, guys.
There's no fighting and fishing.
There it is.
A lot of juice.
It's raining out here now. It's freezing cold. I'm out of here.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, thank you for being on.
Have a good night, everyone.
Human, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for having us on, man.
And Chuck, man, you got it going. You got it going, Chad. And good luck to you guys. You're
And
both
Derek,
incredible.
thanks for sponsoring this week, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Good